Alright, the Charlotte Roval. The weekend, it's happened. The weekend was here. So let's start off. Xfinity race. The Xfinity race, it was pretty meh. Not much really happened, you know. There were a few wrecks here and there. Not much. Pretty meh. Mediocre. Chase Briscoe wins, so a new name has been made in the Xfinity series. Congrats, Chase. Maybe you can get a full-time ride in the future. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Xfinity, not much happened. Pretty mad race. Chase Briscoe wins. Next week for Xfinity is the cutoff race at Dover. Now there's a possibility Justin Allgaier could miss out because he had a couple bad finishes in the chase so far. But probably know my luck now. Allgaier is probably going to go win and lock himself in. Well, he has 11 points, but is 11 points even going to be enough to be safe? But yeah. So yeah. Cup race, though. The Cup race. Cup race. It was actually pretty okay. It was an okay race. It was okay. The finish of the race, though, was a complete and utter shit show. Like we had the big one. We had the big one late in the race because Brad Keselowski lost his tires, had no grip on his tires, and caused a massive wreck. So yeah. You also had a lot of different drivers on different pit strategies because of when the caution came out. And of course with the stage breaks, everyone decided when to pit before the stage or pit after the stage ended. So you had a lot of drivers on different strategies. It also came down to fuel mileage. Fuel. I don't think we've ever really had a fuel mileage race ever since stage racing came in. Well, I guess except for Charlotte last year with Austin Dillon. And Watkins Glen this year with Chase Elliott and Martin Truex and others. We really haven't had a fuel mileage strategy because the stage racing has pretty much taken out fuel mileage. But we had it today. Because, you had drivers trying to save fuel to try and make it to the end. But yeah, to the finish though. The finish was interesting. The finish. I'm scratching my head as a Jimmy Johnson fan. What was Jimmy Johnson thinking? So what happened was, last lap, entering the final chicane, Jimmy Johnson battling Martin Truex Jr. for the win. Jimmy's running second. If Jimmy Johnson just backs off and finishes second, he makes it to the second round on point by 6 points. Instead, Jimmy Johnson decides to go for the win. He spins himself out because he's trying to save fuel, so his tires are completely cooked. He spins himself out, gets in the Truex. Both of them are out. Both of them spin out. Ryan Blaney goes by to get the win. Jimmy Johnson finishes 8th, and Jimmy Johnson is eliminated off a tiebreaker to Eric Almirola. Seriously, Jimmy Johnson. As one of your biggest fans, I have to ask you, what the fuck were you thinking? Why the fuck would you go for the win when finishing second would give you points? I think Jimmy Johnson, he was obviously being too greedy, and it bit him in the ass. It's Jimmy Johnson, he wanted to show us how big his balls are. It's okay, you want to show how big your balls are? Go for it. But if this backfires, which it did, but if it backfires, it's on you. And it backfired. Jimmy, you should have backed off and finished second. For a 7-time champion, you gotta be a smart driver. You gotta think about points. You gotta think about the points. That spin alone, that incident cost you 6 points. It cost you 6 points to advance. Plus also Jeffrey Earnhardt getting dumped at the end and Kyle Larson being able to get by to get a point. Also didn't help matters either. Jimmy, what were you thinking there? Jesus Christ. And before anyone says, oh, well, if you were in his position, you would have done the same thing. No, actually, I would have backed off. I would have been smart. I would have just played it safe and take the points. Alright, because smart race car drivers, put any smart race car driver in that situation, they will back off and take the points. If they were in Jimmy's position. Alright, take what you get. Don't be greedy. That's why Jimmy Johnson got eliminated today. So, of course, Jimmy Johnson, I don't put any fault on him spinning Truex out. I think Truex just got mad at him for no reason. Like, you can't really say much about Jimmy Johnson if it's Jimmy's fault. Like, his tires were completely cooked, so he had no grip. So do you blame him, honestly? But, you know, I do fault Jimmy Johnson because he was not smart enough to not know the situation on points. Hell, I'm not sure why Chad Knaus didn't put Jimmy on the same cycle as Bowman and Boyer. It's like, so Chad Knaus is also being an arrogant fucking idiot. To be honest, though, after that, Jimmy Johnson deserved to be eliminated after that shit. To be honest, his crew was fucking garbage anyway. So it's not like I didn't see a round 1 elimination coming this year. He was complete dog shit all season. And you know, all you Jimmy Johnson fans have been saying that I didn't give him a fair analysis, how I'm underestimating the 48, how I shouldn't doubt him in the chase. Well, look at how he performed in the chase this year so far. I wasn't that far off. He has really been dog shit this year. The pit crew is a complete dumpster fire. Like, he deserved to be eliminated. But of course, before we continue on, well, I already mentioned Jimmy Johnson had got eliminated. But let's look at the other 3 that were eliminated. We had Austin Dillon, who was eliminated after hitting the wall. This was no shock. That Austin Dillon's crew has been midfield all season. They're only in because of that Daytona 500 win back in February. So Austin Dillon, congrats on making the chase again. Enjoy another round 1 elimination. But don't worry, Austin. You'll get the prize of becoming the new number 1 driver at RCR. With Ryan Newman leaving for Roush Fenway. And Daniel Hemrick coming over to the 31 or 8, whatever the hell the number will be next year. So you got to be number 1 driver to look forward to. Me. Also, Ryan Preece is coming to Cup next year in the 47, so AJ Allmendiener's out of a job. I honestly would have had Preece replace Chris Buescher and keep AJ Allmendinger because if you're trying to grow a team, you need veteran leadership. But hey, if Brad Daugherty really thinks Chris Buescher and Ryan Preece is a good little driver lineup, I'm not going to judge. I just honestly think they should have got rid of Buescher over Allmendinger. But yeah, also, Denny Hamlin is eliminated. Well, Hamlin's team has been pretty meh. Like, you know, they had that bad finish at Vegas, which put them in a hole. You know, they had a bad finish. You know, they had a bad race at the Roval because of how much of a shit show the finish was. But yeah. And Eric Jones eliminated. Eric also got himself in a hole after Vegas. You know, the Roval, he just had a rough race at the Roval overall. You know, I think this year he was just trying to learn the system out to help him out in the future. So next year, watch out for Eric Jones. I think he could be a contender. So yeah, those 4 are out. Alex Bowman moves on to the 2nd round of the chase. That's really going to help Bowman's driver development. Not so far, Bowman. You took that 88 from being mid-20s to the 2nd round of the chase. You are really making Junior Nation proud. Good job. Also, Eric Almirola makes it to the 2nd round. He beat Jimmy Johnson out by tiebreaker. So, yeah, Eric Almirola, you're really taking that 10 car to new heights. So, yes, Danica Patrick, any any way of not getting mocked or teased has been officially gone. Danica Patrick, as of today, you are now the least successful driver in that ever raced for Stewart-Haas. Here's your trophy. Have a good day. Also, Clint Bowyer makes it to the second round. So, in other words, congratulations, Clint. You finally made it past the first round. Good job. You even had a good finish. I think you were second or third today. Not bad. But I'm still not sold on your speed. You really haven't been that fast at all throughout the chase, so yeah, you're just what I fear you are. Fool's gold. But yeah, that's round 1 of the chase. 4 drivers are sent packing. We now start round 2 next weekend at Dover. So Dover. So yes, for my my final 4 prediction is still alive. So yes, who are the 4 drivers I have out this round? I think it's sort of obvious. The 4 drivers I have out this round are Alex Bowman, Eric Almirola, Clint Bowyer, and Kurt Busch. I have those 4 out after round 2. But I think today, it's safe to say that Charlotte is now the new Talladega. I think... the ending was a complete and utter shit show like Talladega normally is. So hey, the chase now has 2 unpredictable wildcard races. And I guess if Dover really becomes a shit show again, we can make that 3. But yeah, overall, that was a pretty mad weekend. Russian Grand Prix was complete garbage. Lewis Hamilton wins. Who saw that one coming? I think it's obvious that Hamilton's now on his way to his 5th championship. So let's not even bother watching. Oh yeah, before I finish this off, Haley Teagan won. Haley Teagan won a K&N race. This is really big. A female driver has won a race in NASCAR, in a NASCAR series. Maybe someday she'll get a top ride. Someday. But yeah. So Xfinity next week at Dover. Round 1 cutoff. The only driver safe right now is Christopher Bell. And I guess anyone that's in on points. And round 2 starts for the Cup Series next weekend at Dover. But yeah, I think I'm done. Hope everyone has a great day. And yeah, peace out.